Well, here is my finished junk journal January. Hi, I'm Raewyn, and this is my journal. Feeling quite good because I've got the whole thing finished. In one more day, I go back to a new year of school, so I set myself a bit of a goal to get this done. And after being quite a way ahead, various things, being around and out and doing the other things, sort of got a little bit behind. So in the end, some of the pages at the end I did quite quickly, but I think they're okay. So I did do a bit of a talk through the first few pages, so I'll just quickly flip to let me see, done those ones, that one there, which I actually did a video on, which has had very few views. I don't get a lot of views anyway, tiny little channel, but maybe you'd like to have a look. So that was the one about, oh, now I don't even know, from the day, because it was raining, and then by the time I finished it was sunny. So then we had barcode. Now this whole journal's just been made from pages from a magazine, and I quite like the background pattern on that, so I sort of used that to become a graphic designer. It was also part of the page, so decided to leave that there. Had a look on some packaging, found some different sorts of barcodes, and a few other things that coordinated with that page. So that was a pretty simple one, really. The next one was folded, so I did a page that folded out using some different papers. This one here, oops, can't see that, is one that I took a photo of some of my mother's old cloths, which sort of, again, watching other people using different kinds of lace and things, I thought, why not do my own? So when it unfolds and unfolds again, just to show a little interactive and interest. So the next couple of things are just extra bit pages. This is very much what my own dog looks like, but this is from an app that I do on my phone. It's pretty mindless, but it's just colouring, basically, colouring by pixels. So I thought sometimes I download them because I quite like them, so I thought we'd include that one. I actually put that on when I first made the journal, as I did with this one, which is from the same app. So now I'm opening my journal the other way. So the next one was top 5. So I quite like using some of my own things. So I think apart from this floral bit at the back that is from the actual page, I've used things that are my own. This was a jelly print. This is a stamp that I created from a die cut. It's a bit of book page. The stamp I created on a bit of leftover sticky paper, typed out the saying, and it's actually the Irish blessing. So I've used some tape, some prints, some stamp, some paper, and some words. Those are my 5 things. Next one was maps, and this is again fairly simple. These pages were from a paper pad that I have, and so I've got my map of New Zealand where I am. Again, I'm referencing the fact that I'm going on a trip to see my daughter and new baby when he's born in Iceland. So this is some tags and things that you put on your bag, and this wasn't there, but this is the airport code for Reykjavik. So quite simple and quite quick, because this is about the point where I realised I was getting pretty far behind. Hand lettered, so I've just done a textured background with some tape and some colours, and found a saying. It's probably a bit big, overwhelms the page a little bit. I'd been watching the second series of Bridgerton, and I don't know how I found this, but it says, if you desire the sun and the moon, all you have to do is go out and shoot at the sky. She actually said some of us cannot, but I did that really small because we want to focus on the positive. It's a little bit like my Te Reo saying that I did way back at the beginning about Reaching for the Stars. So a little bit the same, but from a different source. So next one is texture. So I did an embossed background and put some colour on it to get that texture. I'd already done one with quite a lot of texture again. It was that one that I just flipped back to. So I've done that, put a little saying on, added some other textures with some different papers that I found. Right. The next one was experiment, and probably these are things that I've done before, but because I've been doing a lot of paperwork lately rather than mixed media and wet paints and things, I thought we'd give that a go again. I had another piece of textured embossed paper that I tried colouring. Most of it turned out I didn't like it, so I ripped it off and just used that one edge. Did some inks and some other paints and things just to get some interest on there. Sprayed it, dripped it all over the place. Put some other papers on. So that is experimental. Right, we've got old and new. So I picked some old papers to put on there. Tried to keep this quite new with just different tapes and papers that look newer, different sort of newer sort of more modern edge or frame to it. And again, I looked for a saying. After I'd written it, I realised that the saying actually said, an old road never leads to a new destination, but I quite liked my mistake, because an old road can lead to a new destination, I think, if you've never been there before. Okay, so then we had stickers. Now, I have some sticker paper that I picked up somewhere a while back, and it sort of has a bit of a fabricy feel to it, and at one stage I printed a whole lot of pages from journals that I'd created myself, so I actually just took some of those stickers, completely covered the page. Thought I'd better put some sort of focal point on. It's really little, just another sticker that had been printed out that says stay close to anything that makes you glad and you are alive. So it's quite small in the middle, but I quite like the background anyway. So I've been doing a whole lot of things, trying to get ready to do some different art and things with the kids at school. And one thing that I did was work with some pastels. I didn't want to put the original in, apart from anything that was a little bit big. This is it here. I know that often when kids use pastels at school, they just press really hard and it's a horrible mess, and I tend not to like using them, but I've discovered this way of using it where you just put it on and rub it with a tissue or something, and I thought I quite liked the sky, so I'm going to do something maybe like that with the kids. So I actually scanned it and printed it out so it was the right size to fit in my book. Just a little saying from a book, make a difference. Okay, so that was 24, scenery. Next one is one colour. So I think quite a lot of us quite like teal, and I just got some paint, looked through for some different things, bits of paper towel that had been probably soaking up that page where I dripped things everywhere, and a bit of print that I'd done, some washi tape, and there is no beauty without colour. Okay, so the next one is wordy. I'd already done that one with the big saying, so I wanted something else, so I just found a whole lot of book pages that were or writing that was on different coloured sorts of paper, and then I thought, well, what can I do for the actual words? And I just wrote out, it's only words, and words are all I have to take your heart away, from the lyrics from the song. And I've put it behind a bit of acetate. It's actually the cereal packet that I use for doing some pretend glassine, and I sewed it on there and then glued it. So I quite like that one. You can sort of see the stitching, the fact that it's just glued on the paper. So earth tones. Alright, so another piece of art that I'd done for school was one where I'd used some earth tones and some words. These are Te Reo Māori words that actually looks like that. I printed it out and I cut some of the words out. They're about feeling strong and things that are precious. So I just used some of them, put some ink and things stenciled in the background, and that's my earth tones. So right next to it was antique, and those tones I'd actually done the ink in the background with some distress oxide inks. Oops, these colours here: frayed burlap, wild honey, and fire brick. And I put that across the 2 pages and developed each one. So these are just some little bits of ephemera that I have that I've just stuck on there. As I said, I'm trying to go fast and get this done. Next one, musical. Right, so I quite like playing the ukulele, and I had some of these things that have been stashed away for ages. So I found this girl and glued her on with a bit of music. It says, "Don't make me get my ukulele." And yeah, you probably won't want me to. And another thing I printed out some time ago was this advertisement. So this is actually my musical. This is my unexpected, because it's sort of a wacky ad. I guess it was something that some people actually put on sometime. It was a ukulele open mic. Bring your own ukulele. Songs about cowboys, werewolves and aliens, other supernatural things. So I thought that was fairly unexpected. Right, and I think we're at the last one. So it's the 30th for me today. So I've got it done before the 31st. So the prompt was close. So that made me think about doors. I can remember back when I did an iCAD index card a day challenge once. On my very last one I had a picture of a door, and it reminded me of that. So I thought about the doors, looked for a saying that I could put on there. Don't stress about the closed doors behind you. New doors are opening every moment, and you'll see them if you keep moving forward. So I thought, well, that was, something positive. I've completed this, moving on to new things. And I've just put some old papers just to blend in, put the words closed, but then I thought, well, we'll have open as well, because there are so many opportunities open for the future. So that is my journal, and it's done. So hopefully somebody will have a look at my flip through, maybe be inspired. That's quite a quick little look, and yeah, I have to think of what my next challenge is. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.